Right, hello, welcome back. Let's continue with the jrpg. So we have kind of like, yeah, we have some basic like map generation. We have movement on the overworld or on, you know, some map. We have, yeah, the camera following and being locked onto the map as well. Okay, and we have some log here that I can remove. Alright, now we were working on the battle system. So very simple system. It's based on the first Final Fantasy, where basically everyone takes turn. Everyone is like deciding on their action, and then once everyone is decided, then it's gonna play out in some kind of order there. So there's like distinct like phases. First it's like the choose action phase, and then it's like execute action phase. We did the setup, so we have like a setup where we got like a goblin enemy, and we're also taking all the player characters that we have before and setting them up to work there for the battle. And let's see, we have our update function that we were working on, and we're checking if the current turnee, which is the one that the character whose turn it is like an NPC or like an enemy, then it's gonna just attack a random target, so a random player target. Okay, and that's it. However, if we're a character, now we can actually control and say that we can like move up and down the, actually that should be W then. So we can like move up and down, like selecting an action and or a target. So if we, for example, selected attack, now we should selection. So actually we should also have an else if, because is key pressed, and I'm not sure what to pick. I'm gonna do space perhaps, and depending on what mode we are in, if we are in for example action mode, so that means we're currently selecting our action. Now we just select mode is going to be target. So we selected our action and then we change to select target. Now there might be some actions that don't have a target, so but for now the only thing we can do is attack, so we can change that later. Okay, and then if the current mode is like target, then we actually, now we have chosen an action essentially, so we can then get the action selected by saying turnee equal character, and then we have actions, and then we have selected action. Well, it's going to be select actions. There we go. So there is our action that we choose, and then I guess we will switch on the action. There's only one action, it's attack, so that is gonna then, now we need to initialize that. We also need like the target, and that is going to be I think turn order items selected target. Okay, so this will be chosen actions. Now the action chosen, the index of the thing is going to be the one that is initiative. So this is the one that is currently being selected here. Yeah, or being, yeah, the one that's so chosen actions, actually items, is equal to attack, where the source is going to be return me, and the target is the target. All right. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay. So we can press space to kind of accept our decision. I also want to add, if we press, I don't know, left control, we will cancel or go back. Yeah, and we also need to shift. So if we are in target, we go back to action selection. If we are in select mode action, we can't really do anything, like nothing should really happen. We kind of can't really select unless we want to move back to a previous player character. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make this a little bit better. I think we can just not do that for now. So left control is kind of cancel, target go back to action. Okay, even though we only have one action, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but whatever. Cool, so now we have that stuff happening. Yeah, so I think what we want to have is we also want to draw the battle. So draw battle. And we're gonna get game, usually have self here. So it's gonna be like if self is if the screen state is battle, or if it's not battle, we don't do anything, and otherwise we're gonna get battle state out and do something with that. And that's also the thing, like here we could probably say like this doesn't even do anything, so I'm actually gonna remove this function and probably this as well, but I'll remove that as well. All right, now what we want to do, we will I guess we can switch here. We can switch on screen state and game over and battle. So battle, we're gonna draw battle, gameplay. And the other ones we don't really have. Also, I'll change the initial screen state to gameplay so we don't get some weird state here. Alright, but draw gameplay is really gonna be these two. Okay, and then draw battle. Right. So here we're gonna get all the I guess we'll draw all the characters. That are not invisible in this. And the battle is like, let's get the tourney. So play a tourney. Get play a tourney. If we don't have one, we don't do anything else here. So now we have the player tourney, so we can get the character and we can draw the kind of UI here essentially. So we don't have many like UI drawing utilities in the template project right now. So this might actually be the project where we add a bunch of UI stuff, but let's do, but for now I'll just we need a position for like the menu. I'm just gonna pick like at the bottom. So we'll do like position, so we'll do like top left. And we're gonna do like 0.7 maybe, or 8. Not sure, 75. And then size is, we can get absolute, actually we can get like 1, actually let's go bottom right actually. So that's the max, min max, and this will be 1. I guess it goes all the way to the bottom. So then let's do draw rectangle, and the rectangle is, let's make this type and make it thing. So this would be like top left and then bottom right minus top left. That's the size. And then the color is, I'm just gonna pick like dark gray or something. Oh, you don't need to be a pointer. Okay, yeah, we got the character. So now we're gonna kind of look through character actions. So this is where we should draw the actions. So we're gonna draw a text, and the text is action. actually get a label here. Tag. Alright, that's it. So we can just say action label. Oh, right. This needs to be a tuple. There we go. And then position. I'm gonna make a cursor. Actually, you take a normal one. Yeah. So the cursor starts out with actually we can get absolute. Well, actually we can take top left plus like I don't know 4 and then we also have a step. It's gonna be 0, 12 perhaps, cursor plus equals step. Alright, and then also we're gonna do like is selected. It's gonna be like if battle selected action equals I, then there's gonna be that else that, and we also want this text to be here. So there we go. Alright, so we can kind of see which one is selected and which one is not selected. Okay, cool. But this should only happen if the current like thing is selecting an action, I guess. Well, actually, we can draw this anyway. Okay, and then we also want a target. So I think if battle, yo penguin, what's up? Welcome back. If the select mode is target, then we also want to get the target. That's gonna be battle turn order items. We should make a convenience function for this, but select the target, and so there's our target. We can actually get the position stuff from the target, so let's get the body, and yeah, I'm gonna get like so an offset, which is like where the kind of cursor, this is the cursor offset, so where is that gonna be? It's gonna be like negative, I don't know, 64, probably too much. Let's say a body is like 16. Yeah, let's do like 24, I don't know. And then the position of the cursor is going to be body position plus offset. And there we draw the cursor. So, but we don't really have a cursor, so we can make one. So let's make one over here or something. I don't know. Is that a good cursor? maybe. It's gonna have to do. All right. Let me export that. We also don't have like a character, but or enemies or anything, but whatever. That's gonna be good for now. Let's copy that over. All right. Right. So we need that thing. You know what? Another convenience function that would be nice actually is like just a sprite, and we have like the texture key and the source rectangle, which we can actually make into, take this, and this will give us actually a, well, I guess it's optional if the texture is not there, but this will be a renderable. So this would be get texture key or else return null, and then we return dot init sprite. Okay, that's gonna be very convenient. We could probably also make like a draw sprite. No. Well, let's make the cursor sprite is sprite. Actually, this is actually the title sheet. And right, we need a position, and so this is a constant. It's over here. So it's like 24 by, no, wait, 0, 32, 16, 16, okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right, and then we simply draw. Oh yeah, we just draw this. Okay, if we don't get it, I guess we just return. Or we draw it at position, rotation 0. There we go. Cool. Wait. No. Oh, I forgot to change that. Okay. So that's fine. You are not that. There we go. Okay. Now, right. So we kind of have the draw battle here, but we don't have a way to enter battle mode. And now normally you would just walk around and there would be a random chance each step to get into a battle mode. So I'm gonna go into control mode because that's where we kind of handle the movement. And we're gonna check if we're done moving. So essentially this, we do like negative here, and you know what, let's take this back, and I want to take this back here, so we move at normal speed, and then here we can basically check. I guess we'll check here. So if control move counter is 0, if it's not 0, we can go ahead and do this, otherwise it doesn't matter. If it is 0, what we want to do is we want to now check if we need to enter a battle or not. So we can take we can do like, you know, just random if. So what would be the chance of entering at any given point here? So if this is less than 10%, so every 10 steps you get into a fight. Is that too much? Maybe 5%. I don't know. Actually, did I have like chance? I had like a convenience function called chance or chance. F32 times a bool. So so you can say like chance 0.05. Then we enter a battle. So game enter battle. Okay, now for now, this is just gonna be like screen state equals battle. I believe there was an init function, yeah. And then we call setup battle. There we go. So that was set up the battle. Okay. Oops. Then I think actually like we don't really want to do anything else in here. After that, it's just gonna go down and continue anyway, and there's only one control ball, so it's not gonna happen anything else. But battles entered, and now things happen. Yeah, so draw. The other thing we want to do for draw is like, yeah, we're drawing these, but the problem is that the player character is actually on the map as well. Like they have position on the map, so we need kind of like a battle position, like a battle thing that we draw, so we can't just draw this like this. So we kind of need some other way of doing it. Hello Suncoast, welcome back. How's it going, man? But let's try this for now. We should be able to go around and randomly enter battles now. %, every time we land on a square. It should have happened by now. It's like once every 20 moves. I mean, we can also say 100% to just make sure it works. Okay, so it definitely does not work. Okay, so we change the screen to battle. then update. Well, draw is supposed to call draw battle. We're not drawing the map here, and we're not calling anything else either, so that's kind of strange. Are we returning here? No, the thing is, we are clearing the background, so even if we went in here without drawing anything, we should still see like a black screen. So, okay, that tells me we're probably not going in here, which doesn't make sense either, because move duration. Oh my god. Move counter. Okay, there we go. Now we see the little attack, and we can see also. Okay. Okay, a couple of things. Draw battle. So wait. Draw battle. This battle draw is like we should have like a draw battle HUD. Actually, draw battle should just be like over here. We should actually draw smoothly over there. Yeah, draw battle is actually like over at the HUD area, where here we actually don't draw anything. So now that should be good. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to update, and I'll make like update gameplay. Update battle to a different one. So depending on the screen state, we're gonna do different things. So menu, don't do anything. Gameplay, we update gameplay. Battle. Update battle. We don't have anything right now. Okay, there we go. And battle is player to screen state, file state. Cool. So what do we want to do with update battle? Well, probably want to do everything almost not controllable. We don't need physics. We probably want as well. And these, and the camera system probably, and the animation system, and just one of these. Alright, but we also want to do battle update as well. Alright, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now this is called, so we got some issues here. Expected void found. Okay. This is empty context. And if we don't find, I guess if we don't find a target, there's nothing to do. I guess we can have like skip as well. So target is this, or if we get a target, we'll use it, otherwise we'll do like skip. Okay. Okay, so attack, space. I can change the target. And the first target is actually the player, which we don't see here. But then I can select like, okay, and then it goes into execute mode. I think it's supposed to anyway. So press control, we exit the thing. Okay. And execute. Once we're in execute mode, nothing really happens because that's not implemented. Okay, maybe we should get some basic sprites in here. So the player, I'm just gonna make a basic player sprite. Looks like a skeleton. I don't know, man. That's a helmet. Wait, it's a little bit... Oh, man. It's a little bit off. 3. Okay, whatever. Oh, that's... Skipped leg day here. Right. Okay, sure. Why not? You know what? I think the classic way is just to have the hand like down. Sure. Okay. And now we want animation. It's just gonna be move this up. Move this up. There we go. Classic walking in place animation. I guess kind of same thing here. Move this up. Could move this like behind. Can have the other arm coming out here. Is arm too long? Probably. Alright. And then this is just the other one flipped. And essentially here we can just copy this part, put it over there. There we go. I have a little character. All right, let's implement that. So we're gonna have our character. We could have probably some type of animations container. like player idle and walk. Alright. And then sure, let's do like animations is enum feels right. The enum is animation key. The data is an animation frames, which we get from I think animate is it components animation? Okay, so let's just get game then. This is game animation frames. And there we go. And then we have init. So simply the thing here is like it's like instantiated, like yeah, we just create everything up front. That's fine. Now I could do like a caching thing where you have a hash like a cache, and if it's not loaded, but whatever, it's not gonna be that much stuff anyway, so I'm just gonna initialize everything at once. But let's see, so this is gonna return the thing. And this will be something here. So basically all of this, oops. No. And then each one will be equal to something here in it, and we need what? Frames and duration. So this one, actually I think we have dupe as well. No, we did not have that in. We should also have that as well. So then we dupe, and we can define other things here. So idle right is going to be like games right, and and then it's gonna be the first one is over. No, wait, that's so right is this. So it's 4832. 16. Alright, and then basically up is this one, 8032. Wait, 80 really? Okay. 80. 64 plus 16 is 80. Okay. I actually, yeah, cool. Didn't know that really. 64, 32 is left. And this one should be 32? Yes. Alright, and then it doesn't matter what the duration is, so I'll just set 1. Okay. Now these ones actually have 2 frames, but yeah, they have 2 frames. So let's do everything in there. And so the frame that you are is gonna be plus 16 here, and you're gonna be plus 32. I think that should be good for that. And then up is 80. Yeah, it's just the same X, same, or yeah, same Y, different X, as I usually say. No, that's 64 now. And you are 32. Okay. There we go. So now we're doing all these animations. Cool. And now we can just get the animation based on the thing, I guess. Let's just put this in game. Actually, I'll just put it here. And we'll add clip animation. Key is animation key, and we will get animation frames. Do we want to get the frames, or do we want to get like a fresh animation? Probably. Animations. So basically, so then frames is going to be animations. This dot key. So actually, the key could be com time, and we will access by tag name key. All right. and then you want frames and this looping, which I guess we could pass in here. All right, sure. Okay. Oh, hang on. Hang on. 3, found 2, 1. Do, oh, allocate, all right. Come on. What? There we go. Oh yeah, this is init. And oh, 1. Right. So same thing there. We need to like game sprite until we reach well, it's gonna be this until not that. Right, and then this is dot init 1. Right. Didn't I add that? Oh, I added it in the wrong place. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I should well, we're not removing the thing. I guess we can do this then. Okay. What? What's a jrpg? Have you heard of Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Persona? I guess, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with Persona, but I think it's a jrpg anyway. Can you apply for a gaming comp with this Raylib and Zigstack and get hired? I don't know. We're probably finding like a different one. Okay, whatever. Let's do this, and I'm gonna do like this, perhaps. Is that correct? Right, and now you're an issue. Right. Alright. Let's do like... No. That, and then you're gonna be that. Yeah. Actually, there. Okay, and now we have Game sprite, blah blah blah. So this is gonna be like when we have this and this and this, we wanna do same thing except or else unreachable. Okay. It's a mess, but whatever. I just want to make this work for now, and we can clean it up at some point. All right. Okay. So we have our animations. We're initializing the animations. We have a convenience function to get an animation, a fresh animation based on this key. And the key would be one of these. All right. Cool. Now, okay, so now I want to go to control the system. I want to go, I'm just going to delete this here. And based on where we go here, we want to set, so here we want to get the renderable, or actually you know what, we can do like add, because add I think all uses add or replace, so it's basically replacing the animation if there is one. And this would be game get animation player walk left, looping is true. Okay, and here player walk right, player walk up, player walk down. Okay, so that should now do that. Oh, let's remove the battle. Let's do like 0 chance. Is there still a chance to get 0? I don't know, but this doesn't work. Oh, it's probably because, wait, did I copy? Did I export this properly? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, there we go. Except I probably want, well, actually it's kind of charming to have the kind of the character sprite be actual, have like a black outline. It's so old school. Anyway, so let's keep that for now. Because also if we made it the black parts transparent, then it would be like a see-through character, which would be kind of weird. Unless the inner parts are black. Okay, well, let's just keep it like that. Continue. It's just gonna be a change in the graphics if we want to change it. So it's not really that important right now. All right, so, but doesn't it actually play the animation? No. Huh. Do we call animation update? We do. Right. Let's go to animations definitions. All of these have like frame duration 1. They should have like, I don't know, 0.3 or something. I mean, it should have changed the was way more than... Okay, there we go. There we go. Proper, like, old school animation there. Cool. Maybe it was a little bit, actually a little bit too much, too fast actually. It's usually pretty slow. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's actually perfect. All right. Right, so otherwise we want to do the idle one. So if we didn't actually move, is moving if, well, okay, I guess we have this here. If we're moving, we do this. Otherwise, I want to actually, well, depending on control of direction, we want to do different things. So we want to say add animation, so idle, right, loopings, whatever, and then up, left, down. All right. So now it's like every time we don't move, we should get okay, you know what, let's set looping to true, because that will change the frame. Okay. Why is it like one frame? It doesn't actually do it. Oh, it's probably because we are like replacing it if we already have it. But that didn't happen before though. Or did it? Maybe it did. Okay, yeah, it did. Okay, so I guess what we could do is we could get the animation . Well, the problem is we can't easily tell if it's the same animation or not. I mean, we sort of can. We can get the animation. The current animation is context get animation, and then if animation frames is dot pointer is not equal to this, which is new animation, perhaps. If this is not equal to new animation dot animation frames pointer, then we want to set that to new animation. Also, we should add this. All right. What's it called? Get frame. It is called get frame. Yeah. All right, so now we kind of have to do this for everything here. Or we just say here, we just say new animation equals that we'll move this over to here. If this is not equal to this, then we add that. We just have to make sure that this is actually set now. Alright, so this actually, instead of doing add, we do new animation equals that. Okay, there we go. Cool. Right. So now that is good. Now, right, and then for the battle. So now let's go in here and we have a 100% chance for a battle. We go in here and we can target or try to select the target, but we don't see anything. So I want to fix that now. Now I think one way maybe would be to add maybe to the character like a battle position perhaps, or we go in here and the battle system will have like a position for us. We have a turn order, chosen actions. Let's also have positions. And let's do same thing here. Positions could be determined here as well. So actually, so So this is the player characters. I guess we could have like a cursor for player lane here. So we'll start out at like 0.7, 0.3 perhaps, and then each we will add like 0.5.1 or something as the step. I like this pattern. And I will say positions, append. No, this would be cursor. Alright, we don't need to do that then. And over here we also append positions, some kind of thing over here. So let's just do 0.3, 0.5 or something. Okay. Well, let's do 0.4. So there we go. There we have our positions. Now we can go ahead and draw. We can actually get the positions here and draw them out. So yeah, we have this thing. This is drawing the UI, and we can also draw now the renderables. Actually, you probably want to do that before. So let's get, well, we have like everything in the turn order. So actually we need to loop through the items in here. So we get our context and integer or index. All right. So now we want to say position. It's going to be battle positions items I. That is the position. And we're going to get the renderable. No. Now we're going to draw it at the position. There we go. However, the renderable might not be correct, perhaps. We might have like a battle renderable. But yeah, let's do this for now. So now when we enter battle, we should see, yeah, there we go. Okay, now also it's interesting that the dude starts walking. No, okay, so we didn't actually start walking, it was already walking. Okay. I mean, I guess what we could do is we could set all the we could like change the animation, I guess. Hello Mabdo, what is up? All right. Well, I'm just gonna do it here. I'm just gonna get the vulnerable. Get. No. We're just gonna add game, get animation, player idle left. All right. So if we now go into battle, going to the right, we should see the player actually turn to the left. There we go. We don't have a goblin. Let's make the goblin graphics. I'm gonna pick some kind of green color, a little bit darker. Okay, the goblin. Long nose. Pointy ears. In case you can't see my beautiful art here, I'm describing it to you instead, so you don't misinterpret it. All right, that's yeah, that's the goblin we know. We all know. Hey, I never said I was good at pixel art, character art. I'd like to think I'm better at least at like environment, somewhat. Like that's not saying much though. But anyway, let's go to animations, because we can essentially define all the graphics here. I'll just add a goblin animation here. And the goblin is at 128.32. And you know what? I actually want to change this here. So I'll make a convenience function here called like well, it's just gonna be like create animation or something. I'm just gonna call it A. We need an allocator. We need. Actually, let's just get game, because it's less characters, and then we get like a tuple here, or just a list of rectangles. Or even a list of vectors. Because everything is 16 by 16. Now we might change this, we might provide the size, different sizes, but this is what we have right now. And this would just be animation frame, right? So it's gonna be something like this. However, this part is gonna be different. So We have a list of vector2s. We want to turn them into these things. So actually, then we don't do dupe. We do int. And we first create the list of frames. This is going to be alloc a frames frame. Wait, do you have the frame? Okay, you have the frame. Frames, and it's gonna be, oh yeah, so here are the sources length, unreachable. Alright, so there's the frames. We don't need to make it a bar, it can be a const. So now we just look through all the sources and the frames, and we get a source, we get a frame. So we're gonna modify frame is equal to .init game sprite style sheet init source and 16x16. So that is the rectangle. Wait, no, this is, yeah, that's a rectangle. Do you want the rectangle? Yes, you do. And then here is the duration factor is 1. Okay, there we go. So that's the frame. And here we just say frames. Oh, also we need the frame duration. Because that's going to be definitely different. Okay, now instead of doing all this crap, we can say a game and all of this, essentially just a bunch of these. Okay, also the frame duration as well. There we go. So there we go. Right. There we go. Expected T founted. Okay. Let's just do or else original. I didn't find this. The texture is going to be an issue. You want what? Oh, right. Because now it's init and not dupe. There we go. Okay, so that's, now we can replace all this with just that. So yeah, I'll make a thing and I'm gonna change you and you, and then go over here to that, do this, and that, and that, and there we go. Now we can do that for all of that. Whoops. All of these, but not for you, so alright, and I'll just do you manually here. Oops. Okay, a little bit simpler. Oh, I forgot. I think we had like 0.5 for those. All right. Q. Great. Right, so now we have the goblin. We can go now to battle. Where we set up the goblin here. Instead of doing this, we can say goblin add get animation goblin. And we can also say goblin get animation frame to get the renderable immediately there. Okay, so now when we get into a battle, we should see the goblin as well. And we attack, we can select. The cursor is kind of off. Or, I mean, yeah, it's either the cursor is way off or the graphics is kind of off. So I'm gonna guess it's the cursor, actually. So the offset, how far off is the Y? It's kind of off. It's kind of very off. I mean, what if we just set it to 0? Hello, Tofu the Lofu. What's up? Welcome. How's it going? Are you coding? Yes. I am. I'm trying to code a game. How do you know? How I know how to code, or I learned. I was I've been self-taught, and I went to university. And wait, how do you know that you're coding? So it's a philosophical conundrum. How do we know anything? How do you know that you're asking this question? I don't. I can't solve Agrippa's trilemma. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Is there such a thing as a trilemma, or are you just trolling with me here? Philosophical problem within something theory shows that it's impossible to prove, to 100% prove or justify a claim. I mean, it is a thing. I googled it because trilemma sounded kind of... Trilemma sounded like a made-up word, to be honest. It's like trying to dial up dilemma. Are you into philosophy, Tofu? Dilemma is 2 lemmas, trilemma is 3. Makes sense, makes sense. Lemma, but lemma, isn't lemma like a... that's used in like mathematical proofs. More interested in coding. Oh, okay. Yeah, me too. How are you liking Zig? I love Zig. It's the best language. And hopefully it's only gonna get better with all the updates. Best for everything. I mean, it all depends. You know, it depends on your preference, I would say. As anything, like any programmer would have a preferable language. You know, if people don't like manual memory management, probably Zig is not for them. Well, it's my favorite. But I really like a lot of the features that just doesn't exist in other languages. Like you have this sense of freedom, sort of. It's also like, I don't know, it doesn't force you into some sort of pattern, I guess. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but what other languages have you been exposed to? C++, Haskell, TypeScript, JavaScript, Java, C#, Python. A bunch of different languages. I've been interested in Odin recently, at least until the Jai compiler release is publicly. Yeah, I'm interested in Jai as well. Although I saw that Jai does have interesting like comp time stuff as well, like Zig does, and but it doesn't seem to kind of trump Zig in a major way. Blue, do you like MMO? I used to like MMOs. Like, yeah, I just don't like grinding. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. Is JavaScript your favorite language? No. You could take a guess of my favorite language right now. You never tried Odin on stream. No, I know. I was reading someone's chat message. I should probably put like, I don't know, Twitch chat on stream or something. I don't know. Okay, so why is this offset so weird? But yeah, Jai would be interesting to test. But I really want Zig to just become better and better, and in the end, it's just gonna be overpowering everything else. It's just one dude lane. Not really a low-level language fan? Okay. Well, to me it kind of depends also kind of what I want to do. Like, I do enjoy delving into Haskell every now and then to try something. But it is useful to kind of understand, you know, under the hood stuff, I would say. Especially if you try to optimize things. And sometimes also it can be, you know, you can find kind of very simple ways to solve pretty hard problems in like more abstract languages. Oh my god, you do F# for work? Okay, I gotta admit, like, I tried F# at some point. I just didn't get it. Like, I didn't get the syntax. It felt like a weird mix between functional and imperative. And it just felt like identity crisis. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I use Kotlin for work daily, but I like doing some stuff with SEO caching. Okay. Kotlin. So how do you like Kotlin? F# is underrated. I took one class on it and really enjoyed it. Okay. Have you had any of you tried Haskell? Kotlin is better than Java, and I say the most objective standpoint. Okay. Yeah, Java is weird. Like, also, isn't there like a closure? Isn't that also like closure with a J? Isn't that also like a Java kind of language? I've never really delved into that stuff because I don't want to touch Java at all. Oh, Scala. Okay, Scala. Oh, yeah. Oh, what the hell is closure? It's just a functional. Closure. No, Closure, it is a dynamic and functional dialect of the programming language Lisp on the Java platform. Closure is Java. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, Closure is not Java, but Closure runs on Java. Scala is also running on Java. Okay. I see. Also, there was another language which I'm kind of interested in. I'm not sure if that's ever gonna see the light of day, but it's like I think Unreal Engine creator or CEO or whatever. They're making like a language that is stack based. I think some weird like functional stack based thing or something like that. I don't remember. Verse. Yeah, maybe. That is really interesting to me. Yeah, Verse, exactly. Next generation functional logic or maybe it was like a rules based, like Prolog or something. Logic programming language developed by Epic Games. Yeah, that would be fun to test and see what the hell they're doing there. Someone told me it has something to do with making more compatible with LLMs. Maybe. I don't know. I just saw that one of the kind of creators of Haskell was working on it. So that's what kind of made me interested. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. Cool. Yeah, I'm not that big into Java, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you guys, maybe. I don't know. I don't really see it as unfortunate for me. I mean, if you wouldn't use Kotlin, would you still like? Would Java still be the thing for you? Also, how is like the ecosystem? Can you use like Java libraries in Kotlin? I'm guessing you can. Maybe. Why is this offset so off? It's 0. It should be the same position. We draw the thing at the position. I'm confused. I am confused. Oh, wait. Because so this is the wrong position, right? That's the issue. We should be using this position here. Yeah. Okay. So how do we get that? This is the selected target, right? So we get the position of the selected target. Like this instead. And position is this. Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now it's like just on it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Nice. It's just so nice when you get this kind of resemblance to how you want it to be, and it all of a sudden it works. That's such a nice feeling. Okay, so yeah, so now it's like, okay, well, I'm pressing accept, but it doesn't happen, nothing happens. So let's go back here and see what's happening. So we should be here, and we have a target, we have an action, and we do that. Oh yeah, and then we actually have to say advance turn, I believe. Yes. Okay, cool. Also, we should do it here as well. Okay. Okay, so attack. I'm gonna attack this guy. And now we're stuck because executing is not implemented, so nothing is happening. So what should we do here? Well, I kind of want to make a little graphics here. So we'll make like, I don't know, some kind of attack animation. I'm gonna make the classic white stripes coming down. Let's put you over there. Alright, let's see how that looks. Attack. Alright, so this one starts out over here. It's 4869. Now this one I would probably wanna actually make you know, transparent there, actually. So let's do that. All right, so where are you? You're 4896, 4896, and then each one after that is 16 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe. Actually 6. Okay. That's the attack animation. Okay. So I guess that would happen here. So we'll get like executing turn. Yeah, we have that there. So yeah, first let's look for the terminator. So if this is more than or equal to self turn order items length, we're done with executing. So then we go back. Then we do like an end of, we can do like end of, I guess, turn effect. End of turn. And we can do like if, we can do like switch. If the battle is over, we will say now we'll go to back to gameplay, and otherwise right now we don't really do anything else. I guess we'll have a none there. Okay. So that's if, so that's when it's over. Yeah, and then next it's gonna like reset the whole thing. Otherwise we will actually, and then we can return. Otherwise we will do the actual like animation stuff. So we'll get the one, the thing who is currently the tourney, and I guess we could reuse this actually. You know what? Yeah, why not? So actually then advance. Oh, so we don't actually need to set it. Okay. Yeah, we don't have that. Sure, why not? We get the 30, and it doesn't matter if it's an enemy or not. We're gonna sort of, I guess we're gonna execute chosen action. Let's do, well, we have the tourney. We can also say initiative to get actually thing we need. Actually, we should have it. Execute chosen action. So execute chosen action. All right. We also want end of turn. And I'm thinking we have like an end of turn event, which is either the battle is over or nothing really happened. So yeah. All right. Cool. Now, so here we're gonna get the chosen action. It's gonna be self chosen actions, items, initiative. That is the chosen action. And we have like attack or skip. So if the chosen action is skipped, nothing happens. If it's attack, we should do something. Probably. And we have an attack target and attack source. Now, there's not really any thing to differentiate the attacks, so it's just gonna play out the same for everything. So what I'm thinking is we want to have some kind of like attack animation, some kind of like, yeah, some kind of animation going on that we call it kind of modify positions. There's only like one animation at a time, so we could probably just say action animation counter. Okay, and I'm gonna say that let's see, where did we go? No, it's down here somewhere. Yeah. So if this is the thing that's happening, so this still kind of happens. This is not the enter point. Like this is like, this can be called when the action is starting, or it can be, I guess it can be called like when it's underway as well. So here we can simply check like, well, I guess maybe we can have two we can have like an initialize function and current, like executing, like currently executing function. Perhaps skip. What will skip? So skip essentially also, yeah, skip will actually change initiative. And actually here, if executing is false, we will set it to true. Otherwise, executing is false. And then we probably want to do some other stuff like chosen actions. It probably needs to be like reset. And select mode goes back to action. Selected action and selected target. This is kind of like new turn here. Initiative 0, yeah. All right. Cool. That's a new turn happening here. And actually, whatever happens here, we always advance a turn. So there we go. No, that's not true. That's not true. That is not true at all, actually, because we might not actually be done here. So let's say if self action animation counter is more than or equal to I mean, we're gonna just have like attack duration here. So like attack duration, let's say it's, I don't know, how many things are happening here. So what I want to do is like move the thing around, like forward a little bit. Okay. So move duration is like, I don't know, 16. So it's gonna be like 2 move durations plus attack duration, attack animation duration, which is like 6 frames. So sure, let's just say that is the attack duration. So if we're more than that, then we will say, then we advance the turn, and we also reset you. Okay, otherwise, and then we also we can also return him. All right, otherwise we're gonna play out this action animation. So we're gonna have like if action animation counter is less than so this would be like move duration. Then we still want to play the move. So positions, initiative is -1, or yeah, items. There we go. Okay. We also want to do like in the end here, animations counter plus equals to 1. Now this is kind of frame based, so maybe what we'll do is have a time based thing instead, like only advancing this if the timer is up. But let's do it like this for now. So that will do that. Now we can also be move duration plus attack animation duration. Now we're in the attack animation, so we don't change the position, but we play some kind of animation, attack animation here. Okay, and otherwise this would be move duration times 2 plus attack. So essentially, if it's less than the entire thing. And here we're gonna say we're gonna move ourselves back where we were. So there we go. Okay. However, oh yeah, so another thing is that actually a negative here, it depends on which side we're on. So if the, I guess if the tourney is a, so is player, it's gonna be if tourney has player character. And so this one is like if is player, then we're gonna move -1, else we're gonna move to the right. Here we're gonna move to the right. It's -1. There we go. So now we're moving like left or right depending on the side. Okay, and we don't have a gameplay function here. Okay, let's add that. We're going back to gameplay. I think that's basically it. Alright. What else? Attack, unused capture. Oh. Right. Yeah, so we also want to do like the actual damage when we're done, I think. So when we're done here, we advance the turn. We also want to say attack target. So we're gonna get the target character. Get that. And then the target character dot health is gonna be negative equals to I guess we'll put like damage here. And we need like a random you know what, let's just do like a random, I mean it could be based on the level or something, and you could also take into account like this could be however advanced you want, but actually this is a U size, right? Or uint at most, so at most, like, actually let's do a range, range at most. So yeah, this is at least I guess 1 up to 3 maybe. Okay. And we don't really have the attack animation, but yeah. Okay, there's actually like there's quite a bit of stuff to this, because yeah. Okay, so end of turn. Now the reason, so the thing here is like, yeah, it should end the turn. We're gonna check if like the enemies are dead. So we're gonna go through. Actually, we could just go through. We have the list here. Turn order. So if has player, don't have player, we should return none. If we didn't find anything that didn't have the player, that means we didn't find any enemies. We should return battle over here. Alright, and then is it gonna do other things as well? Probably. So end of turn should actually, yeah, it's probably gonna be like when we advance. So basically we execute an action. If it's the last action, it's gonna call advance. That is gonna set initiative to 0, and we're gonna actually do this thing here. And so what I'll do, actually, I'll move end of turn here. Yeah. Okay. Now we don't really do this because this should not really happen. This is gonna kind of happen in here when the last thing is done, because that's gonna, yeah. Okay, cool. So what could be happening now is that the execute phase will do stuff, hopefully. Okay, attack you and crash. Okay, good start, good start. Index out of bounds. Okay. Chosen I. Okay. That is happening here. Oh, wait. Okay, it's hard to tell if the state was like... Let's do some logs. It's hard to tell if the state was in executing phase and already over, or if we also... Or if we still wasn't in... Or we went to executing phase and then crashed, or if we went a full trip around and then came back and then crashed. I'm just gonna double check the chosen actions here, because when we do end of turn, we actually do this, so that might be an issue. Actually, I'm just gonna clear this, because it doesn't actually make sense to do that. That doesn't make sense. However, what does make sense is that when something dies, we remove it from the list, and that means also kind of remove, like changing these maybe, because they have to also remove the same index. Well, maybe not this, but the position definitely needs to be altered in the same way. Hey, there we go. Okay. We kind of saw the... Yeah, going back and forth there. And we got integer overflow. Interesting. Health... Okay. Yeah, so we should do this to guard against overflow. And then also, we should check if the character is dead. If the character health is 0, I guess, yeah, the character is gonna die. So that's gonna be like attack, target, oops, destroy. And yeah, now this might also end up being like, if the player dies, there's no code to... Okay. So what happened then? Unreachable code, entity game 236, battle 98. Oh, because the turning might be invalid, I guess. Yeah, okay. So actually, let's say that this is potentially the tourney. If tourney is valid, then return the tourney. Why does it just go black? All right. All right, but yeah, we've made a lot of progress, and yeah, there's a lot of I've done a lot of shortcuts here. just to make it work exactly how I'm like thinking. Normally I probably would have wanted to do a little bit more generic stuff, but this is like, especially with this action animation counter, like this is very, you know, iffy here. But I just wanted to make it like, you know, go with the flow and not try to think too much about some kind of, you know, abstract construct to make this more convenient or whatever. I just wanted to kind of do the most basic thing, just make it work, and we'll go from there. So which I think, you know, both approaches can be good, but I think when doing something new, this is probably preferable. Yeah, at least that's how I tend to do things. So sometimes, like, if I have the energy and time, I can actually try to figure out beforehand, like, okay, I can abstract this if I see a clear path forward. But usually also, like, if you do that, you have to kind of make sure that, okay, I know what I'm doing here, because if you make a bunch of abstract things and then it turns out it doesn't actually fit the target pattern at all, it turns out later that you actually need a whole bunch of other stuff, then it's going to be a lot harder to kind of retrofit that than to make this kind of ad hoc systems here to do the things very basically, and then after you kind of found the pattern, then abstract it to make it you know, easier to work with. But anyway, that is going to be it for this time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day or evening or whatever it is.